Hey guys, it's Evan the Cat King here with another video, and today I am ranking every single Disventure Camp character from worst to best based on my opinion. This is my opinion on these characters, yeah. And I'm doing this, you might wonder, oh, why are you doing this before All Stars? It's like, I want to do this video. Honestly, doing it before All Stars, finale gets it up before other people might do rankings after. So, I don't know if that'll be helpful or not, but right now, and also All Stars is the last two episodes. I don't really have much. I feel as if that there is. It doesn't matter what happens. I don't think it's going to change anything. Because I feel like these spots are pretty on where they go in the ranking, of my opinion, will not change based on things happening in the final two. And I think I'll maybe explain that when I get to the characters that are actually involved in that final two episodes. So, let's get into it. We are going to start by doing a little host ranking. I think it's 8-ish host type characters, or like staff characters. We're gonna quickly get through those ones and then get into the actual contestants. But yeah, here we are coming in at the bottom of the staff ranking. It's Jensen. I mean, I don't feel like there's really any Jensen fans out there. If you are a Jensen fan, I don't know why you're a fan of just a straight up criminal with no redeeming qualities. Jensen is literally there to be a like straight up evil human being that ultimately kind of causes Trevor and Derek to have to leave the hosting position, because we know that Crystal is in the season 2 host position. So we needed a reason for them to not be the host. So, Jensen, and yeah. Now for the other bottom, the second last for the staff is Nina. Not really staff, she's a puppet. Decided to make her and Marcus their own entities, and Nina comes in second to last as fun as, like, she's a goofy character, a goofy inclusion. She's a friggin' demon puppet, but ultimately I can't put her above any of the other characters that are like staff members. So she has to go here. Here we are with the next one of the staff, and we have Crystal, the current host of the show. She was pretty alright in Disventure Camp Season 2. She had a nice story, but ultimately her story revolved around her being a bit of a jerk to people because of, like, just based on, like, falling into, like, her father's ways of doing things. So she ultimately left not on with not the best reputation. And now this season with All Stars has just really dropped her even lower, in my opinion, because of like just the disrespect towards people like Trevor is absolutely just not warranted. Like, sure, he may not do his job always, but you forced him to do everything on his own for so long. No wonder he's a disgruntled worker at this point. And it's because of Crystal. And Crystal, honestly, I can't, I don't really like her that much. And that sucks for the host, for her being the host. And I hope that she hands the host job off to Derek or Trevor or Emily. In my opinion, she would be a great host, but I just don't want to see Crystal being the host anymore, because I just think that she's not interesting anymore. And she's either a jerk or she's boring, and that sucks for her character. But that's just how she ended up being. Now we have the number 5 position in the staff ranking. and that is Marcus. And Marcus is just, I put Marcus over Crystal, and Marcus is just a case of just being a really nice character will get you high on a ranking. He is just a very genuinely nice guy who really just seems to care about everyone. As Nina says in the one episode where she says that. I can't remember what she said, what episode and what the whole point of that was. I think it was him. She said that to Trevor and Marcus, like bringing up that Marcus wanted her to go check in on him because he cares about everyone. And Marcus, he's just a nice guy and he really cares about the people that are closest to him. Even Nina, like he care like he needs to. He's really upset when other people end up like getting their hands on Nina and like possibly putting her in a situation where she could get hurt. He just really cares about people. Stuff like him telling Derek, "You better treat her nice," to when in referring to Crystal. It just shows that he's just a really nice guy, and that gets him a really a higher ranking in this list. Now we have the newest character to this venture camp. Not really new anymore because like she was at the start of All Stars, which was months ago. But ultimately, we have Emily, and I find her really fun, really funny. I really like Emily as a character, and it's very amusing to me. And it's really funny. I recently noticed this, but my sister's name is Emily, and it's funny because her boyfriend is named Trevor, and then I ran like just randomly seeing like people commenting without like realizing what the context, seeing team Emily and Trevor was very funny to me. But Emily is just a very fun character. I think that her dynamic with Trevor is my favorite thing about her. Her causing all the drama in like the first episode is really fun. Her stupid like jingle that she gets every time she shows up is hilarious. It gets funnier and funnier every single time, especially when it's just her picking up a phone and it plays, and it's like she's just really fun. And I'm scared about the fact that it seems like they're giving her this villainous type role when I think that Crystal is more of the villain in the in the host kind of story. I feel like Crystal fits that position better. I hope that they don't like make Emily this big mean person. I mean, she's already like kind of mean, but don't make her like this big villain type situation. Just let her just be. I don't know what I want her to do, but either way, just don't make her mean or. Now we have Derek, the possible next like main host of the show. I don't know. Derek is his dynamics with like all the characters is really fun. Like specifically Trevor and Crystal, they have interesting dynamics, but ultimately I really love Derek just because of how freaking hilarious he is. I find some of the things that he says, I'm pretty sure like a lot of the stuff that he says I think is like improvised by the voice actor, and it's so funny. Like I absolutely adore Derek, and I hope that Trevor and Derek specifically stick around for the next seasons. Like let them get back their hosting position. Crystal doesn't want to do it. Give it to Derek. Let him keep Trevor. What's the freaking point of being upset at Derek? That's another reason why I'm mad at Crystal, because she's like, "Oh, I'm not going to give you the hosting position cuz you're going to keep Trevor." Why do you care? You're leaving. But either way, I just really like Derek. He's really funny. He's really think well developed. Like even if he hasn't gotten much like time to show it off, there's definitely like some depth to that, and hope that him and Trevor just get to be good friends again or boyfriends. I don't know. I like Derek. Coming in second place in the staff host ranking is Oliver. It's funny, I wanted these hosting things to be quick so I could get to like the real point of this video being ranking the contestants. Oliver is not going to be included in the contestants ranking even though he is a contestant. He's part of the hosting group more. He literally is the first. He competes for one episode. I feel like he's better off in the hosting position. But Oliver, he's just super fun. I love Oliver. He's just a lovable dude, and his rising in the ranks throughout the seasons from being just a pretty abused intern to being like a better treated intern, but still not the best, and then eventually rising to the point of like his like personality allowing him to rise to now being like a manager type position. It's really fun, and I really like Oliver, but he's not my favorite staff member. So let's get to my favorite staff member. I don't think that there's a single person on this planet that can say that they hate Trevor. If they say that they hate Trevor, then they are just a genuinely not good human being. How is there anything to dislike about Trevor? Trevor is the most lovable idiot in all of TV, in all of these total drama type shows. He's friggin' a lovable idiot. He's more of a lovable idiot than Tyler, more of a lovable idiot than Z, more of a lovable idiot than Owen. He's friggin' Trevor. Trevor is so fun in this in as a character. It helps that I friggin' love his voice actor. His voice actor, Silly Billy. I kind of have a more I have a him involving Disventure Camp for me is more special for me than other people probably, because Silly Billy kind of got me into Disventure Camp, and Disventure Camp got me into Silly Billy. They kind of go hand in hand for me. So when it comes to Trevor, I kind of do place him alongside Silly Billy a lot. And when it comes to Silly Billy, he's probably the most important person for me when it comes to Disventure Camp, because I just randomly came across a video about where this duck guy is talking about this Total Drama fan show, and I was like, that's interesting. Let's check that out. And then now I am making videos about Disventure Camp, and I am a big fan of Disventure Camp. And ultimately, I love Trevor. Trevor is the best. He is the greatest human being ever, and I just want him to be happy in life. Screw you, Crystal. Okay, now we're gonna get into the actual contestants, and my least favorite is Lil. I genuinely dislike Lil. I feel like obviously the hosts, I feel like, can easily get big segments just because of how they're gonna be in like almost every episode just because they can't get eliminated. But for the contestants, they can get eliminated. And Lil, I just don't like Lil. I've seen people like really like her, and like how she's like, oh, she's an underrated character and over. I think that she is overrated, no matter how much, like, even if like she's considered like not one of the most favorite characters, I think she's overrated still. Like, I genuinely dislike Lil. I think that her whole character thing with, and her whole dynamic with Fiore in season one is just genuinely stupid. I think that her whole thing of like, oh, I'm a scout lady, and that makes me know what girls are like, and Fiore is not like normal girls. That is genuinely stupid, and I feel like that her being the scout leader should make her the most susceptible to Fiore's like manipulation, and she should realize that yeah, all girls can be different. Not every single child is the same, and I feel like she should be the one to actually be on Fiore's side for most of the time, and yet she isn't. Sure, she can find her being a little strange, but I don't think that she should instantly think, oh, she's evil because she's writing. And I find that so stupid, and that's why I just genuinely dislike Lil. Okay, now I think we can actually get into some faster moving ones. Second to last, I think 26th place is Carol. Carol sucks. She's honestly the reason why Rhea becomes a villain, and that really sucks. She should have been the second boot, and she should have probably just stayed eliminated in all reality. She's just pretty boring in her time. Next up, we have Maggie, the so-called giant freak. Maggie just, other than punching Yule, she just doesn't do anything. I guess she has her relationship with Kai, but other than those two things, she really does absolutely nothing. And honestly, like, her elimination is just like, she got bested by Yule. Who cares? Honestly, it's Maggie. In all reality, Maggie was just a boring character. Sorry. Now we have Will. Will is literally the first boot in Disventure Camp Season 1. He's the first boot. He does not last at all, and he gets freaking eliminated right away. He has barely any screen time. There's no like a reason for me to actually like him. Honestly, like I don't know. Gets it out too early for me to actually get an opinion on him. Okay, now we have an actual character that isn't just like a very early boot. We have Rhea. Rhea is just the worst villain in, well, not any total drama type season. She's not the worst villain of, like, there are total drama seasons with worse villains. Like, you have freaking Mal in Total Drama All Stars, and I guess Sugar is kind of a main antagonist, if not if Scarlet. Like, those two are both worse, but Rhea sucks. Rhea, I like. It's weird because Rhea has just dropped so much. I can't call her my least favorite character though. As much as her arc and stuff has completely derailed her in All Stars, she just genuinely sucks, and I honestly might make like a whole video about why Rhea isn't the worst character, but she's nowhere near a good character. But yeah, Rhea just sucks. Now we have probably the most like divided character in the show, other than maybe even more than Rhea, because Rhea honestly at this point has lost a lot of her fans. I feel like Jake still has. It feels like it's like a 50-50 situation with Jake, where 50% of the fan base absolutely loves him, and the other 50% absolutely hates him. And there's like no in between. I'm on the side that is hating him because he is just like in honestly he was like a few episodes ago I had him higher up on the ranking, and but just very recently he has fallen back down to his old ways. And even if he like manages to like show that he has changed in the final two episodes, we know that that's not true. He has proven that he has not changed based on just episode 9, like 18 alone. He has proven that he just has not changed at all. Even if he has given off, like, it's given off the idea that he has changed. He just shows that he has not changed. He's still the bitter person that he has always been, and I hate him. Okay, I don't hate Jake. I don't hate any of the characters, not even Lil. But Nick is up next, and Nick, he's such. I feel like Nick has like a lot more potential. I mean, like looking back at like the Disventure Camp beta Adventure Camp, he had such a bigger role. Like I think I'm pretty sure it was Final Four that he made it to. But this time he's like the third boot, and honestly, I feel like there was just so much wasted potential with Nick, and I feel like he was very funny in the times that he was there. And honestly, I feel like I can't really. Again, it's another character that was too early of a boot for me to really gain an opinion on. Now, in the same vein as Nick is Kai. Kai is, again, the third boot. He was in 3 episodes and then was eliminated. He was goofy while he was there. He got to swear at Yule. But other than that, he's just there. He's a stoner, man. There's nothing else to him. Next, we have Dan, and my god, Dan is the most mid character ever. He is just straight up mediocre, and it's not even funny how much mediocrity he has. He is just a boring character, and in all reality, that's not good, but at the same time, he's just so basic that he's just straight up middle of the road the whole time. So now, at least now, he's a great baseline for which characters are below middle of the road and which characters are above it. And so far, every other character has been below middle of the road. He is the middle of the road. Now, everybody else on this list is at least a little good. Now we have the only early boot that I enjoy other than like Oliver, and he's just like Oliver and Trevor. He's just a lovable dude. It's Drew. He's just a lovable little guy, and I have no reason to hate him. So like it's just I can't hate him. He's just a lovable little dude that draws in his notebook. He's so cute. Drew, we need him back. He needs to win a season. Now things are starting to get difficult because we actually have nothing but good characters left, and we're starting things off with Hunter, who is another kind of vanilla character who doesn't really do much for me. I still like him. Like he there's a reason he makes it to the final four in season 2, and I'm happy that he made it that far. If anything, I think that he probably should have made the finale. In my opinion, the finale of that, well, maybe not the finale, but I mean, he final two, not maybe not final two, but like final three at least. Like the Hunter was really fun in season 2. Unfortunate that All Stars was just not good for him. He was very much just, honestly, probably maybe the worst character in All Stars, except for maybe Rhea or Jake. But at the same time, he's just not, he's good, but he's not as good as the rest of the characters. That's all Hunter is. Now I feel like I'm gonna get bullied for this, and that is Ashley is next on the lower end of like the whole list. I mean, she's technically in like the upper half, but I just, is she a very likable and rootable character? Yes. Does she get a lot of development? No, I can't say that Ashley's a great character because she doesn't do anything other than give characters therapy. And she has no reason to do that, unlike other characters who actually do give that, like, therapy type stuff. She has no reason to be the therapist of the season. And I can't, like, really enjoy her that much. She, I feel like, is a wasted potential character in every season that she is in, both beta adventure camp and both seasons of Disventure camp that she competes in, which is a shame. But because of that, I can't put her any higher. Okay, now we have Tess, another character that a lot of people would have, who is another character that is a just missed potential, I'd say. Tess is a good character, but she just didn't get enough development. In Disventure Camp season 2, she, much as I liked her whole thing with like Hunter and Allie, that whole like trio was very nice and sweet. She didn't do much that was actually like important or interesting. And then in this season, she's again just a pretty much a therapist that doesn't do anything. She is, just like Ashley, a bit of a wasted potential character. But I do prefer her over Ashley, so she gets a place higher, I guess. Now we have what is probably another hot take of mine. I prefer Allie over Tess and Ashley. Sue me. I don't care. Everybody who is hating on Allie, I mean, I feel like a lot of more people have come around to Allie and realized that she's not this big stupid villain that people were acting like she was. Yes, she ran away while Jake was being chased by a bear. Yeah, that sucks. And in all reality, I mean, if you were in a situation where you're in a cave with Jake and he's starting to get chased by a bear, what would you do? You know, I think I'd run. But either way, Allie has had one of the best character arcs in All Stars, and I will stand by it. She's one of the best characters in terms of All Stars. alone. But overall with both seasons, and like even in Disventure Camp season 2, people call her boring. But like yeah, she's a little boring, but that doesn't mean she's not a good character. It doesn't mean that she's not likable. Allie gets way too much hate, and I absolutely despise that. And I like Allie. Okay, I actually counted to figure out what number we are at, and we are at number 13. So apparently I was wrong. Ashley is not in the upper half of things. Dang, people are going to absolutely kill me now. But yeah, Lake is next. Lake, I really like Lake in Disventure Camp Season 2. She's one of my favorite characters from that season. But All Stars just drops her so much. Not only does it give other characters the opportunity to go above her, but like her just poor performance honestly just kind of makes her drop in below other people that weren't even in All Stars for me. And it sucks cuz Lake, in all reality, I feel like a lot of people's consensus going into this season is that like Lake should be the winner, and yet she's the second boot. And that absolutely sucks. Another character that is just wasted potential. Now we have Ellie, and I think she's a similar case to Lake in that All Stars kind of made her not as likable, in my opinion. Of course, for her, it isn't because she just gets eliminated right away. It's because she just becomes a stupidly over the top villain type character. The whole Lake elimination just shows like why like Ellie in this season is just not the same character, and it kind of sucks. Ellie is very good in season 1, but All Stars is just a big downer for her character, and it results in her dropping in ranking, and it is unfortunate, but she comes in at number 12. I still like Ellie. I like how she hates Jake. That is the best part about Ellie. And she's dating Gabby. So, yeah, she's good. We have reached the final non-All-Stars character in Rosa Maria. I think Rosa Maria is amazing as a character. She is such a amazing character, like just like she is the therapist character. I'm convinced that Ashley was supposed to be Rosa, and they just gave Rosa's like whole thing to Ashley because they couldn't find anybody else from season 1 that they really wanted to bring back. So they just replaced her other than Ashley, and they couldn't have a like not even gender ratio, so they decided to get rid of Rosa, bring in Ashley, and then bring in Connor. But yeah, like Rosa is such a good character, and I'm so happy she gets a happy ending. And like the fact that like they give a reason for her not being in All Stars, and I just genuinely like Rosa Maria. She's similar to Marcus in that she's just a very good-hearted, very nice character, and that gets her a high placement. Alright, kicking off my top 10 characters of Disventure Camp is Tom. He's a lovable idiot with a really, just being really strong and stuff. Tom is a very likable character. Him becoming a cop and stuff. His whole deal in season 1 is very fun. I will say I'm kind of upset with the fact that he's now like, oh, I want to go back to Jake, because why the frick do you want to go back to Jake? James pointed it out that Jake is freaking not changed at all. He's still a dickhead. I don't understand, Tom. Tom, I love you as a character, but I will say you got horrible taste in who you want to date. That's all I'm going to say. That's the only bad part about Tom. Now we have Aiden at number 9. And Aiden, he was a character that I was really getting sick of in All-Stars. And I don't really like him that... I like him in All-Stars. But I had a big problem with how far he made it in All-Stars. And I complain about his plot armor. But that isn't because I dislike Aiden. I really like Aiden. Aiden is a very good character. And I absolutely really enjoy him in All-Stars. his the fact that he like kind of plays the role of a viewer is so fun, and he honestly gives me like Jim from The Office vibes, and it's really great. I really like Aiden. His relationship with James is great, and I don't know. He's really good, and I mean, there's a good reason he made it to the finale. I like Aiden. He's good character. Good job. Now, number 8 is Connor. I really like Connor. He would have probably been on just like the lower end of rankings in like the last after just in more recent but like in more like just a few episodes ago. I cannot speak sometimes, but just like even just the most recent episodes has done so much for Connor, and All Stars as a whole has done so much for Connor to cause him to become my 8th favorite character in all of Disventure Camp, which doesn't sound very impressive, but it is because all of these characters are really good. And don't get me wrong, a lot of these characters are genuinely good. Like I said, all the characters after Dan, I will say, are good characters. So him being up here is just a testament to how good he was in this season. Even if I hate the storyline that he was in, he kind of made it tolerable. Tolerable. Him and Alec made it tolerable. They managed to make Rhea not completely awful-ish. Okay, next we have Yule, the Korean dance asshole himself. Yule is just genuinely hilarious. Obviously, like the stuff that he says to Gret and talking about like, oh, her weight and stuff is clearly like that's not funny. That is a bad thing. But that does just because he's an asshole does not mean that he's a bad character. He's a really good character. And I absolutely love Yule. He is so hilarious in All Stars. He is part of the best story in All Stars that should have been the main story, but it wasn't for some reason. But ultimately, everything that Yule has done has been absolutely fantastic. He was one of the best back in Disventure Camp Season 2, and he stays one of the best when it comes to All Stars. And Yule is just like a testament to bad guys can work. Bad guys, when done right, work. Take notes, Rhea. This video is so long, almost as long as the rant I could completely go on when it comes to talking about Gret should have winning this season of Disventure Camp. She just barely not misses the top 5, and honestly, she would easily be in the top 5, possibly even like top 3 if she had actually won this season, but she didn't. She should have 100% won this season. And anybody who says, no, Gret wouldn't make a good winner, you're just making stuff up just to feel like this season is better. You're defending the season for no reason. And I mean, in the past I have done this, but like ultimately this season is it's the worst of the Disventure Camp seasons. But Gret winning would have made it one of the best. Maybe not the best, but it probably would have been over season 2. Season 1 though is just really good. But either way, Gret is such a good character. Kicking off the top 5 is my former favorite character, at least after Disventure Camp Season 2, James. James, I mean, in the past I've, like, put Aiden over James, but, like, now it's, like, I realize, yeah, James is the best character from Disventure Camp Season 2, and he stays that. Like, this isn't a Lake situation where him getting eliminated right away caused him to lose a lot of, like, credit, and he's still one of the best characters in all of Disventure Camp. I do think that there are 4 that I prefer, but him in Disventure Camp Season 2 is one of the best character arcs ever in these kinds of shows, and it's very, very good. So James is still one of the best characters, even after being the first boot in Disventure Camp All Stars. Because James is a freaking great freaking winner. In at number 4 is Alec. I really, really like Alec. Alec is such a good character. I think that he was a great addition to Disventure Camp Season 1. I was kind of skeptical about, like, him and Drew, their inclusion in the season. But, oh my god, he is, like, legitimately just, like, a random new inclusion to a season that had already pretty much been made, and yet becomes one of the best parts of it. His relationships with Fiore and Connor are just some of the best like friendships in the whole entire show. And I absolutely love it. Alec having his whole thing with his like ex-wife is very it's a very good like story and talking about that all. Alec is just freaking amazing as a character. Now, taking the bronze medal for Disventure Camp characters for me is Miriam. The season 1 winner is a very great start to Disventure Camp. Well, not even a start anymore, because Disventure Camp season 2 technically came first, but Miriam is such a great character, and honestly, might probably the best winner in all of Disventure Camp. It doesn't matter who wins all Stars, she's still going to be the best winner. I mean, her and James are pretty close, but I think Miriam does edge him out in that sense. Miriam is just such a likable character, and like her like starting off as seemingly just being a mean old lady, and then turning out that like she has a very like bad outlook on life just because of what happened with like her husband and her son, and it's such a very like sad story, and you can't help but absolutely love Miriam after hearing it and root for her till the end. And Miriam is just easily probably the most like rootable character in the entire show, and she still manages to be like a badass character on top of it. It's very cool. Miriam is so fun and so great. We need more of Miriam. If only she had gotten the chance to maybe stick around a bit longer in here in All Stars, but I understand why she was such an early boot. For me, first and second place on this list are very, very close. But ultimately, I had to go with second place going to Gabby, just barely getting edged out in my final, like, who my favorite character is. Gabby is such a good character. I love Gabby. Gabby is just such a fun character. She's I don't know. She's insane and just causes chaos, and I absolutely love it. If she had won this season, similar to Gret, she should have probably won this season. She's another character that really should have made it further. If she had, she probably would be my favorite character. But because of how her getting eliminated very short, like getting 8th place, I believe it was, just kind of gets her to not be allowed to be first place, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean that I don't love Gabby. I absolutely adore Gabby, and I need her to return and actually get the win that she deserves. Do it, Odd Nation Cartoons. Bring her back. Give her the win. Freaking have her, like, straight up just let her win from episode 1. like, honestly, just have her randomly become a 4th member of in the finale of All Stars and have her win, please. We need more Gabby, please. And my favorite character in Disventure Camp is the little gremlin child herself, Fiore. Fiore is just such a sassy character, and honestly, I really like sassy characters. I really enjoy MK in the most recent episode of the reboot. There's a reason that my favorite Survivor player, or at least one of my favorites, might be second favorite, is Courtney Yates. I just love the smaller, just freaking sassy characters. They are so fun, and just having them like just completely destroy people like by just using freaking their words is so fun. And Fiore is just like the like most extreme version of that. She is a literal child, and yet she completely just wrecks people, and I absolutely love it. I've been a huge fan of Fiore since the beta, and I've rooted for her to always keep on going. I've always rooted for her to win a season, and I would rather have a Gabby return and win, but Fiore is right up there as another character that I want to return and win. Now I think that, I mean, obviously right now she has a chance to win $100,000 if Allie wins ultimately, and I really hope that that happens. I really hope that that happens. But ultimately, I think that the end game should be for a Fiore season win, not like a, oh, she helped the person who wins, so she gets a bit of the money. Fiore is just, she needs that Heather type redemption arc from World Tour. We need it. Fiore, bring her back as well. Let her and Gabby just like be a two-person season. Have them vote out like a bunch of invisible people. It would be super fun. But yeah, Fiore comes in at number 1. And with that, the video is over. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And oh my god, this is like the longest video I've ever made. It's over 40 minutes long. Oh god, there's no way anybody's hearing this outro. No way anybody's sitting through all this. If you actually ended up watching the whole video, just put like a banana emoji in the comments. Let just because. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.